Okay. Why does it say my browser can't play this video? Sorry, guys. A little trouble here.
That's okay. I'm on my way.
All right. Well, hopefully it's working on there. It says it is, but it couldn't get to work on my browser, but that's okay. There's Jackie. Let's get her in here and we will go ahead and get started. Okay. So good morning and welcome to Sphere of Influence Success. And we will go ahead and get started. And we're good on there. You can tell I wrote this one some time ago too, because it has my old New Jersey phone number on it. So disregard that number. If anybody's watching online and you want to get in touch with me, my number is 609, or I'm sorry, wow, going back in time, 727-488-7423. Also, for you guys that are on here, I have some breakout sessions from this, and I will share those in the chat when I'm done. So again, Prospect for Success 104, last one in the series, Sphere of Influence Success, and here we go. What is a sphere of influence? A sphere of influence refers to every person that you know. This includes, but is not limited to, friends, family, acquaintances, people you do business with, people you give business to, waiters and waitresses, members of civic and religious organizations you belong to, and more. Even a brand new agent has leads because each person they've ever met is a potential prospect or a referral source. You guys remember back to your very first week in boot camp, I gave you these sheets with a bunch of different, your auto mechanic, your hairstylist, your waiter at your favorite restaurant, and some blank ones to start writing people down. And we talked about no versus no. You know, what do we consider somebody we know, which of course is anyone that we've ever come across. And you can see here's that slide again, no versus no. The word no here should be used for every person you've ever become acquainted with. Something that good realtors do very well too, is meet new people when they're out in social situations. So, I was saying, Jason, one of our realtors, took me out last night for a drink for my birthday. And when he sits out, he talks to everybody and gives business cards to everybody, tells everybody he's a realtor and gives business cards to everybody. I mean, he goes out of his way, right, left, around the other side, just to acquaint himself with them. The other thing that I'll be honest, I don't know if I did real estate like you guys full time, if I could do this, but he does. He takes his phone out and says, "Hey, give me your number," after he has a real estate conversation with him so he can get in touch with them. He calls him right there to make sure it's the right number. And then he follows up with them. So it's very important that you consider every person you ever know, such as every acquaintance you've ever met, to try to get them on your list. It's also important that when you have those casual one-time meetings, that you put that person on your list and you get their contact information. So again, building that initial list, and I know you guys have done this in week one, but this is the reason I put this in here again, is I want you guys to keep continuing to build these lists. A lot of some of the other brand real estate companies, they will do this exercise on the first day or second day of training with their agents, and they'll give them 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. Write down everybody you know, and then they're done. Well, you can't possibly think of every person you've ever met in your life um, in 10 minutes. You just can't. And this is why I always say take these sheets always have these sheets kind of laying in prominent places in your house, maybe your kitchen table or your dining room table or by your bedside. Have one in your car so that a name hits you, you can write it down. And again, activity one, which I'll share with you at the end, has that same form that's going to help you build your list. Contact management. It's important to store every contact in an organized manner so it's very easy to retrieve. So, we have a great tool here at Realty One Group Beyond with our One Suite, where you can put contacts in, but more importantly, you can put contacts in different categories and different hashtags. Okay. So, for example, I'll give you a couple examples that are in mine. I have hashtag for sale by owners, hashtag expired listings, hashtag sphere of influence, hashtag previous clients, hashtag River Ridge, which is a neighborhood I have as a farm. So that if something comes up, let's just say I'm going to do a neighborhood yard sale in River Ridge. I don't want to send that to a bunch of for sale by owners, right? That don't even live there. I don't necessarily want to send it to my sphere of influence. I might, because I might want to invite them to it, but I don't want to, if I'm having a sign up for it, why would my sphere of influence want to get that? So by having them into hashtags, I can easily pull those numbers. Hey, I'm going to call my farm today. Boom, pull those numbers. But more importantly, what I can do is I can send messages, whatever it is, I can put them in each in compartments. So I don't have to send the same thing to everybody. So it's really important that when you put people in your CRM, put them in those compartments. They may fit into a couple different things. Somebody in your sphere of influence may live in a neighborhood that you farm. I'm sure Mackenzie will absolutely have that with as big a farm as we grabbed for her. And of course, that's near her house. I'm sure she has friends that live there. So she may find a couple of those people and not only have them in the farm, but also have them in her sphere of influence. And that's what you want to do. Keep it as organized as you possibly can. Adding to your list. So many realtors, like I said, create that initial list and they forget about it. One thing I told you guys, and here it is again, top realtors add to their list every day. And you've heard me say this before, but if you went to 4 closings today, maybe you walked out with $40,000 in your hand and you're on top of the world. If you go home that night and you put your head on the pillow and you realize, I didn't put anybody new in my CRM today, I want you to feel like I didn't get something accomplished today. I got a little bit of a pit in my stomach because I didn't do what I need to do. The best realtors meet people all the time, add them to their sphere of influence list, and have follow-up plans to stay in touch with them systematically. So one thing you can do is set goals. I'm going to have 250 contacts by the end of the year. By first quarter of the next year, I'm going to have 350 contacts. Set goals and work towards those goals. What will that do? It will help it grow. I do that also with my social media groups. Right now, I'm trying to build my Hudson, Florida scene page. It started with 1 and now it's up to 27. I always try to get that initial 500, 600, because after that, these groups tend to explode. But anyway, I say all that to say, even with your people that you meet surrounding you in life, have that goal to add to your contacts and keep putting them in there. When you do meet someone, this is your perfect world, but try to get as much as you can. The first 3 are the most important. Obviously, you want to know their name, their email address, and their phone number. If you can get those 3, you at least have a really good start, and you can work on some of the other ones. A physical address is always good because then you can send them market reports. Market reports are just such a great tool to set you up to do a free market evaluation. Then you can write a CMA and hopefully they'll consider listing their house. So getting their address is really always a great thing to do. And again, once you get this stuff, immediately put it in your sphere, into your CRM, because these people are now in your sphere of influence, and make sure you have a follow-up plan. When am I calling this person again? One thing I want to reiterate here, and this is something that people don't do. When you attend an event, okay, let's say a networking event. When you go to a networking event, Everybody there just wants to tell you about what they do, right? I just started a massage therapy business. I just opened a coffee shop. I'm trying to sell you some multi-level marketing product that, some scam ads, whatever it is. Mention what you do, of course, 3-3, but listen to them. Okay. Even if you're completely like, look, I just opened somebody comes up to me, I just opened a hair salon. Well, look at me. What do I need with a hair salon, right? I got a nice razor. But I still am going to listen to them. And what I'm going to try to do, obviously, and again, in Mike's situation, and you'll run into this situation, maybe not with hair, but with other things, is, well, you know what? I have some friends. Let me get some more information about your business that might be interested in coming and getting their hair cut there, or whatever that business is. Listen to them. That's what they're there for. They're not there to learn about you. And that's okay. Because in our business, we're not looking for the quick sale. What are we looking for? We're looking to build the relationship. So when the time comes and the person that opened the hair salon is growing it's growing real good, and now they can afford a bigger house, move out of a condo and move into a single family or a bigger single, whatever the story is, you're there and have the relationship. That's what you're trying to do to cement yourself, or to find out whether they have a friend or a relative or somebody else that's looking to sell, right? So the second trick, first trick again, listen to them. Tell them certainly what you do, but spend your time really listening and engaging and listening to what they do. Follow up the next day. Nobody does this. I just gave you, or they just gave you, by going to this event, a call list for the next day. Let's say you met 10 people, you had 10 business cards or however they give you their information. The next day, call them. Hi, it's Bill Zeltman. I just met you yesterday, and I wanted to say it was really great meeting you at the networking event last night. I wish you all the success in the world with your hair, your new hair salon. I'm going to start telling a couple people, that I have friends that, I actually had a friend that was telling me she was looking for a new hair salon or whatever the story is. And I'm going to go there. That person on the other end is going to feel completely touched that you followed up, that it meant that much to you of meeting them, that you called and followed up. And of course, you're going to end it with, and hey, and if you ever hear of anybody looking to buy or sell, please give me a call. And actually, before that, I left one part out. I'm sorry. I asked them, is there anything I can do to help promote your business? I have a Facebook page group in Newport Richey that has almost 35,000 people on it. I'd love to be able to share about your business. Maybe I can do a video review. And if you want to write your specials and put them on there each week, I welcome you to do that. So you give them something of value, okay? You're going to tell your friends, you're going to allow them to post on your group, you're going to maybe do a review, and then you do your ask, which again was what I just said. And, by the way, if you ever know anybody that's looking to buy or sell this or whatever, and then you close it with, let's keep in touch. Hey, I'll give you a call, I'll give you a call and just keep in touch with you. If you want me to do that review, let me know. I'll come down, take some pictures or a video or blah, blah, blah. And there's your conversation. If you guys do this, okay, no matter where you go, it doesn't have to be a networking event, but if it's somebody talking to you about, what they do and things like that, it's a great way to cement relationships and build people that are loyal to you. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking to have people loyal to us. So how do you find more contacts? Again, everywhere you go, there are people to meet and add to your SOI. I told the story of Jason. Jason and I hang out once in a while. We're both Freemasons, as is Brian. Brian, also one of our other agents. So we go to lodge sometimes, and afterwards we'll go out and whatever. And I'm like I said, I'm always amazed because he will work whatever room we're in. It's a restaurant, it's a bar, it's whatever. And he gets to know the people around him and he adds them to a SOI. Get in a mindset that I need to add someone to my list every day, or several someone's even better. Okay. When you get to that point, you're like, oh, I hear this. I've heard this now for 6 years, 7 years now, being in Florida and doing real estate. I didn't move here. I don't know anybody. And that's the normal story. And let me tell you, look around, look at the top agents. A lot of them aren't from here either. They came here and knew no one. But what they learned is, if I meet a person today and put them in my CRM, then I meet a person tomorrow and put them in my CRM, I just doubled the number of people that I have in my CRM, right? And it doesn't sound like a lot, 2 people, right? But keep that going. Keep that going. Even if you only did one a day, it's 365 new people in a year. That's a lot of people. And then you go to the next year, right? And it grows quicker and faster and bigger and all the time. So get in that mindset to add your list every day and to add every person you meet every day. Attend community events. Join community organizations. As I just said, I'm a Freemason. When I first came down here, I also joined a Moose Lodge that was down the street from my house. Some of you know this story, but I got 4 listings in a week by doing nothing but sitting at the end of the bar playing some card game with a bunch of old people. 4 listings, and like I said, I don't go out of my way to sell real estate. I do it for people that I know, and they fell in my lap. So join community organizations. Meet local business owners. I do my 17 places to find prospects. We did that last week in Prospecting for Success 103. And people always, oh, what a great idea. Oh, that's fantastic. And I see very few agents. That's the one I don't see people follow up on. And that's low hanging fruit, guys. If there's a downtown, if you're over, you're over here and you get Safety Harbor right here, you've got downtown Dunedin, you've got Clearwater, you've got, Newport Richey, Tarpon. Go up and down the street and just meet the business owners, not chains, mom and pop places that are locally owned. Build relationships, just like I taught you to do a second ago if you were at a networking event. Offer for them to join your group and to post specials. Offer to do a review for them. Give them something of value. You're not going in there asking them if they want to buy or sell a house. Maybe the time will come for them to do that. You're trying to get them and you're trying to tap into their book of business so that when somebody comes in and says, yeah, we might be thinking about moving, that business owner thinks of you and gets you in touch with that person. Remember that anywhere and everywhere you go and everyone you interact with is a new sphere of influence. So make them such, make them so. Thinning your list. Wait a minute. Whoa, why would I want to do that? Well, okay. Well, as you get in touch with contacts, you may learn that some of them don't like you. Happens. Or they're loyal to another realtor. Happens. It's part of life and nothing to get us upset about. If your friend's husband or wife is a realtor, chances are they're not going to recommend you. It's certainly they're not going to use you. Right? Happens. Don't waste your time calling them. We want to call people that we know or think we know are going to recommend us. We want to spend our time, more time there than on calling calling my friend whose wife's a realtor. Categorize your sphere of influence in a way where you can decide how often and if you should continue to contact them. So what we want to do is categorize each person in your CRM. A, who's an A? Well, right now, you guys know probably your parents, right? Or your children, or your brother or your sister. These are people that you're almost positive are going to refer you, and we call them A's. And of course, we want to keep that relationship strong with A's. We know there's less work to do because they are A's, but we need to maintain it. What about B's? A B is someone, if you think, if you build a little more rapport and a little more trust, you believe that they would refer you. They might refer you now, but you're not 100% sure of them. You still need to be working on those. So again, when you put your strategy together before your phone call, an A and a B are going to be different. A B is going to be getting them to like and trust you more, whereas that A is just going to be maintaining that like and trust. A C is somebody you're not sure. I don't know. I don't know them that well. Sometimes they surprise you and you might get a referral out of the blue, right? But sometimes maybe they don't. Maybe they know somebody else. Maybe they're closer to somebody else that's a realtor. You don't know that person. So what do you need to do there? You need to build a stronger relationship with them and find out, can I get that C to become a B or a B to become an A? And a D is someone that will not refer you. Okay. My friend Brad, I used to own health clubs, and I introduced him to his wife, ironically. My friend Brad, I helped him lose 150 pounds. He was in high school. He weighed like 300 and some pounds. I got him down to like 160. And I mean, they named their son after me. But here's the thing. She's a realtor for Coldwell Banker. So if they were ever, when they did buy a new house, were they going to use me, or are they going to, obviously, was he going to use his wife? He used his wife. So get them off your list. Every 6 months, go through, and if you've got a D in there, cut them loose. What this will do is, as you're making your calls to them every 4 months or more frequently, if warranted, it will make sure that your calls, the contacts that you do make, have a better chance of building your business. Setting up your contact system. Use our product. I wrote this in 2017, and again, I trained realtors all over the country. In fact, we've got some on YouTube right now that have joined us. And welcome. I don't know if your company has a CRM. Make sure you guys have a good CRM. If you don't have a good CRM, you're in big trouble. Here at Realty One Group, we have what's called One Suite. It's pretty robust. I actually love it. I think it's a very robust CRM. There are ones out there that you can buy, but make sure you use something that's very easy to use, where you can organize, where, as I said before, you can categorize and get them in there. So how do you contact the SOI, right? So I just had you make your list. I taught you how to build your list, make it bigger. I taught you how to categorize and keep them organized, and I taught you how to thin out the herd. So now it's time to call them. Well, the best way, especially in the beginning, to contact the sphere of influence is the way they're most used to being contacted by you. Thank you, Mackenzie. Yeah, yesterday was my birthday. I had people call me. I had people write on my Facebook wall. I had people text me. I had Messenger, Facebook Messenger. I had LinkedIn Messenger. I even had a few emails. And I actually got a couple cards. It was old school and nice, especially the one for my parents when I still checking it for my birthday. Hey. Why do I bring that up? Because most of those people contacted me the way they normally talk to me. I had some friends yesterday that I haven't seen or heard from in years. I had two brothers, the twins, both write me and send me a thing on my Facebook wall. I don't I don't think I have physically spoken to either of them since about 1988, so long before Mackenzie was born. That's how long it's been. So imagine if my phone rang yesterday and it was one of them. Now, again, I'm pretty outgoing and whatever. I would have been whatever. But wouldn't that have been a little weird? Wouldn't that have been a lot weird? Somebody I literally haven't talked to since the late 80s, like since I was like in 8th grade or something. You don't want to make it weird. So whatever method you're used to communicating, continue to communicate. Now, you may get to a situation where you want to give them a call. The best way, this is the opposite of dating, ladies. The best way, or really men, I should be saying this too, but I don't think we have any on here unless they're on YouTube. You never ask a girl, can I kiss you? You're supposed to just go in for the kiss. I'm going to tell you the opposite advice here. Ask them. If you're going messages back and forth talking about, they may be thinking about buying or selling, and let's say that maybe you're doing it in one of your social media posts, say, hey, would you mind if I gave you a call? Right? The announcement kiss, this is the announcement call. Then now it's not weird that you're calling them. All right. Systematic touches. The initial announcement letter. And again, I'm going to give you these activities in the chat when we're done. Every person that is in your sphere of influence or that you meet and add to your sphere of influence, if they do not have a real estate need right now, if they don't have a friend that has a real estate need right now, we want to get in touch with them 4 times a year. And you can do an initial announcement letter. I'll give you a script for initial announcement call. these days I'm more so with the calling or the texting or the whichever way you communicate with them, but you might be a letter. But we'll give you I can give you guys what to say. We'll do that in script mastery tomorrow. A reminder, tomorrow we'll be in Lutz at the Elevation Coffee Roasters. And then what you want to do after you've kind of gotten that, and again, it depends how you met this person, but if you met this person, you call them the next day and you said, hey, it was really great meeting you, blah, 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 blah. Tell me a little more about your business. Is there anything I can do to help you promote your business? Maybe I could write a review, use my Facebook group, and then the reminder, of who you are, what you do for a living, and that they or any of their friends should call you. Boom, boom, boom. You move them on to 4 times a year. If you know their birthday, always have their birthday as one of the 4 times of the year that they call you. I did not receive any messages or calls from anyone that's ever sold me anything yesterday. I can tell you, I have a friend that sells cars, and he goes out of his way to get his client's birthday and likes to be the first person in the morning to call and wish the person a happy birthday. And I'm like, you're genius, man. And it's the same thing for you as a realtor. You're genius. How many other car dealers out there, right? I just bought a car right before the hurricane. Did they call me yesterday? No. Nobody does it. You'd be different. So putting their birthday as one of the 4 times you talk to them is an absolutely great way to go from where we're talking about maybe they're a C to a B or even straight to an A, because they're going to really be thankful that you took time out of your day to wish them a happy birthday. So put them in your CRM. Set the date after your first call. Always write down the notes of the call and set the date 3 months out. All right. So if you called me yesterday on my birthday, what would you do when you were done? Called Bill on February 2nd, wished him a happy birthday, blah, 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 blah. He told me about his golf game, whatever. You would then schedule for May 2nd and have that in your calendar that it pops up that day. Okay. And again, our CRM does that. Check your CRM, whatever you use. Make sure that now I have an appointment on May the 2nd to call Bill again. And when you do that next call, same thing. And I would go to August 2nd and so on and so forth. Again, that last bullet, just a reminder that always use my 3-3 rule. If you are not familiar with my 3-3 rule, it's an in-person rule, because what you should do is always hand someone 3 business cards. That way they can either use them, so they can hand them to friends, whatever, and say 3 things. Give them your name, that you're a realtor, and that if they or any of their friends or anyone they know has a real estate need, should contact you. It's as simple as that. And you always end every conversation that way. In the grocery store, talking to the checkout lady, have that conversation. Have that conversation as part of your life in everything that you do. Systematic touches. Additional calls should continue to build rapport and always end by reminding the SOI that if they or anyone they know has real estate, they should call you. Okay, there it is again. Add all sphere of influences to every communication you send. You guys should be sending an email, a newsletter. There is a newsletter in our CRM, all set up for you. All you have to do is enroll people in it. You should be sending them market evaluations, market updates. If you know their zip code, or better yet, you know their address, go in and set that up. If you don't know how to do this and you want to do this, that is what Digital Mastery is for on Wednesdays. Come in and say, Bill, I want, you were talking about those emails. How do I set those up? I'll teach you. You can also do that in tools training. We do it there too. Any type of mailings, just listed, just solds, any announcements, they should be on all of them. Sphere of influence tips for success. And again, I have a video series of some of these. So you can also watch my video series on YouTube. Follow me at America's Gurus. Number 1, get your list all in one place. Get organized. Get yourself organized. Make it easy to find contacts. easy to find groups, and it makes sure that your contacts are in there so they don't get lost in the shuffle. Number two, contact the prospect the way they normally would. We went through this already. This is just a review of that. But again, if somebody's used to hearing you on Facebook and suddenly you call them, it could be weird, right? Oh, you know what? I'll give you a weird one. It's kind of weird, kind of not, but still. I had an ex-girlfriend. I mean, it's a long time ago. Ironically, she's uh also she was a realtor for me and whatever. She texted me yesterday, like happy birthday. I was like, whoa, really? Like normally I'll send her a happy birthday on Facebook. It's just I wasn't expecting that. And it's not that she doesn't ever text me because she does with real estate questions. It just kind of caught me off guard. And again, I don't get caught off guard like that. Most things don't weird me out. That didn't weird me out. It was kind of like, oh wow. And it was actually pretty nice, but whatever. But if somebody else might get really weirded out by it. So don't do it. Contact them again in the way they normally would and let them know that you'll be giving them a call soon. Again, the announcement, announce it. I'm going to give you a call soon. I'll give you a call in a couple months to see how you're doing. Be very open and honest. You're trying to build your relationship closer. Um, we're not trying to hide anything here. We're just trying to do the right thing by them. Once they understand that you're going to call them every 3 months or so, they're going to expect your call, and it becomes a way easier interaction. And these become easy calls for you guys of making your contacts every day. Now, should you just call sphere of influence? I got 10,000 sphere of influence, so I'm calling, or now, I got 1,000 sphere of influence. Get my number right. Something that gets you to your number. I have enough that I can make 8 calls a day. My number's 8, and I can get all 8 on the phone. That does not mean that you shouldn't still be working in for sale by owners, expired listings, farming calls, just sold calls, call around, whatever. You need to have a variety of those things. And it may come that your number actually goes up. Because the one thing about calling for sale by, or, well, yeah, okay, if you call for sale by owner or an expired listing, what do you know? You know that that person has a property that they want to sell right now. Okay. We want to sell a home right now. When you call your friend, they may live in their house for the next 30 years. You just don't know. And that's it. So they're different. Yes, it's a prospecting call. And yes, you're asking if they have any friends and whatever else. But you need to have an assorted attack of all of the different things. So when one thing gets hot and the other thing dries up, it doesn't matter because you're doing it all. Number 3, categorize your contacts by how you know them. Went through this before, again, just reiterating. Understand your common interests. Makes it easier to build deeper rapport. Helps you with topics to discuss. If I have a friend that, I have friends from my marina when I have my boat, and I can call my friends at the marina and, start talking about my boat and talk about their boat and talk about what's going on in the how's the waterway and how's the fishing or whatever it is we talk about. Call another friend, and we might be somebody from my golf club, and we're going to talk about, yeah, I can't figure out what I'm doing with this one club. And it gives you things to talk about and builds deeper rapport and building, most importantly, a deeper relationship. One thing I'm going to tell you here at the end, I put the PTA on here on purpose. Now, I don't have kids, so whatever. I've never had anything to do with the PTA. But anyway, if you get involved in something like that, don't get involved in the politics of it. Don't get into the negative. Oh, we need to fire that superintendent. We need to get that person off the board, off the school board, or you don't want to go down that road. There was a great movie called Swingers, and the guy said, "Yeah, you start getting people thinking about puppy dogs and ice cream." That's what we want to do. We want people thinking about puppy dogs and ice cream. What does that mean? Who doesn't love puppies and ice cream? Puppy dogs and ice cream, right? And we want to always talk about things that are positive and that everybody agrees on. That's why you guys, I don't know, you know, um, whatever your politics are, I never put politics on social media. Okay. If you want to talk about politics, trust me. I was a political science minor. I was on debate team in high school and college. I went to nationals in high school and on debate. Trust me, I'll talk politics with you all day long, but I won't do it in a public forum where I know that whatever I believe in, half the public's going to be ticked off at me and never use me as their realtor. So I'm not telling you, you make your own decisions on that type of stuff. I know I have friends that are like, I don't really care. I don't want to work with somebody that's from the other side anyway, whatever, but just be cognizant of that. So I'm just throwing that out on this, but it's the same thing. And when you join something like community organization, whatever, don't get involved in anything that could put you in something where people are disagreeing or you're going negative. Number 4, develop your announcement letter or phone call or text or message or whatever you're going to be, and probably all of the above because you're going to hit people in different ways. And then get it out there to everybody you know to get yourself going. And I've got an activity for you for that too. Number 5, set up repetitive contacts in your SOI. We talked about this. Use your calendar. Use your SOI to set up that quarterly call. You can either do it with a repeat function, or you can say, okay, made that call, boom, set another appointment, boom, and move on. I like the repeat function because it's a set it and forget it. You just check off when you're done and it goes to the next one. I use an Apple. I actually, for some of that stuff, I use an Apple product called Todoist. And it reminds me, I use that actually for realtors. When I call realtors, I have a select group of realtors that I've targeted that I call every 12 or 13 weeks. So yeah, I think it's 13 weeks. So they get 4 calls a year from me, and it comes right up on my Todoist. Oh, I'm calling group 3 today. I put them in my call thing, call them out. That's what I do on Thursdays. That's why there's no training on Thursdays. All right. Tell your sphere of influence you're going to be touched quarterly, so they expect your call. They'll get used to speaking with you, so it'll help you build rapport, and they'll become a source of business. I put just referrals here, but business or referrals. Number 6, choose activities to jumpstart building your sphere of influence list. Always have business cards on you. Always have business cards on you, guys. They should be falling out of every pocket that you own. Attend community events. Go to HOA meetings. Again, don't get involved in the politics there. Visit local businesses. Join a community organization. Community organizations are a great way because you can make all kinds of friends. And depending on the ones you join, like I said, I've been a Freemason now for 20. Actually, I just was 21 years last week. Long before I was in real estate or needed a sphere of influence, and that just kind of really worked out for me. I came down here. There was a Moose Lodge down the street from my house, so I joined that. And one of the nice things about those organizations like that, the Elks and whatever, and other organizations, is that they not only have the lodge that you go to, the building the meeting place you go to, they have what's called district events. Like the Moose does district events once a month. My Mason Lodge does district events a couple times a month. Now you can go to a district meeting and meet all kinds of people from the surrounding area and really build your sphere of influence. So again, choose activities that'll jumpstart building your SOI list. Use your sphere of influence as a pipeline for leads. That's what they're there for. Don't be shy about it. SOIs can provide you with a steady stream of referrals. 49% of home buyers, 51% of first-time home buyers found their realtor through sphere of influence. Be half your sales, guys. SOI referrals are easier leads because they come with a warm introduction. When I was at my last brokerage, we had a relocation program, and I was there with one of my realtors, and she had this customer that was god awful to her, treated her like dirt. And the problem with that referral source is if they went and complained, even if they were the problem, she would lose points, which would get her down the list of getting the best leads. So you had to do whatever you could to kiss up to these leads. So all this being said, I said to her, I said, you've been in this business for 50 some years. Why aren't you getting your sphere of influence? Because here's the thing. If somebody gets your number from the internet or if it's a referral lead, from our referral sources, what loyalty do they have to you? They don't care anything about you. All they want is what they want when they want it. If you get somebody that was referred to by a mutual friend, what are they going to do? they're gonna act way nicer because they don't want it coming back to their friend. Man, your friend you sent is a real jerk, right? They have a reputation now and they've got skin in the game. SOI referrals are easier leads because they come with a warm introduction. It's also way easier to build a rapport with somebody when you have things in common. So call Sphere of Influence every day as part of your prospecting time and ensure you speak to every SOI at least quarterly. As I said, I'm going to put the breakout sessions into the chat now. If you are watching on YouTube and you'd like those, just contact me. You can bill at ROGB